Yahoo! Oh! Yahoo! It was really cold last night. Feel sorry for me. I might need to put socks on. Anyway, today, our last day for Turnabout Serenade. Court only today. Where are my socks? I'm quite pitiful. Need to keep moving my patch. Oh, it does work. Okay. It's nice that I have infinity times 2 of my point rewards thingers. Just flexing. Okay. Trial day 2, trial day 2. July 10? Yeah. It's today. You can imagine how I would feel if it wasn't today. I did oversleep. I had a good excuse yesterday, not today. I fell asleep. My piglin. Okay, hi. Are you supposed to have your computer screen directly in front of you? Or you'll die. Well, this is it! Today's the day it all goes down. And then there was yesterday. By the way, I don't like you. Leaves. And I think I know why. Time to bring down a little justice. It's just the killer. What was that? He is heard but unseen. Who's that talking?
Don't let the killer get you!
It's the killer! Yeah! Felon Cranberry! I exclaimed as he walked in through the door. Normally. You aren't the witness today, are you, Uncle Valent? Ha! A preposterous proposition. How could I stand to stand upon the stand? Why, my secrets would be free for the plucking. I might even have to sign autographs. That is why I intend to remain hidden for the entire day. Oh, with vanishing magic? Indeed! I will jump upon an express train and express myself to the next town over. But before I go, a word of warning. Warning? What? A grand grammary glamour resides at the root of all that has happened. Something genuinely amazing. Do not forget this truth. A glamour. A spell, a sorcery, a great illusion. Miss Trusty, though it pains me to part so, I need to get in line for a ticket. Farewell! Hi, little Christy. Welcome. I'm not afraid of ghosts, because I've been one many a time. And there he goes. He sure seemed happy about that illusion thing. Oh, big illusions are the bread and butter of a magician. You can't pull off a show without one. The big illusion is always a spectacle to remember. Usually it involves cutting up things like, oh wait, like people or elephants or the Eiffel Tower. Anything really. Hi sunrise, I'm not afraid of sunrise because I've been in the sun many a time. So he was talking about what we saw at the concert. Namiwaru's disappearing act. And Prosecutor Gavin's exploding guitar. Well, maybe not. I wonder what he meant by it being at the root of all that has happened. Well, it's about time. Shall we go? Excuse me, sir! Yes? The scheduled starting time for the trial has been changed. The trial will not be commencing until 10:30 AM. Sorry for the inconvenience. Did something happen? To the first? It was by the judge's request, some urgent personal business. This is what a bailiff sounds like. Great, I bet he stayed up too late last night, watching courtroom dramas. No, that's you, Polar, that's what you do. Apparently he's visiting the hospital again. The hospital? I believe it was mentioned that the Chief Justice's son is unwell. Apparently his condition worsened considerably this morning. Chief Justice's son. That could be anyone. Oh, that's right. Remember yesterday morning? The judge said he had to go visit him after the trial. There's an article about it in the newspaper! If you care to read about it yourself. Enchiritis. Where have I heard that before? I'll let you read that article for us, Apollo. Just leave the TV guide page to me. Try not to lose a page with the funnies if you can. They have a good balance. Balance is awesome. I feel that we will understand how awesome he is very soon. My tea. I feel like Tracy probably can't afford bunnies. My apologies for the delay. Court is now in session for the trial of, how do you say this name again? Machitabai, our suspect fortissimo. Right, it's his trial in any case. The defense is prepared, Your Honor. Prosecution is ready to rock. Is something wrong, Your Honor? Oh, well, yes. It's just, I've been friends with the Chief Justice since we were students. It pains me to see him going through such a difficult time. Enchiritis, was it? That article says there's no known cure. Here, Judge, let me say, with all honesty, I feel your pain. But now is not the time for tears. Now is the time for law. Indeed. We left off at quite a juncture yesterday. How many times do we have to flash back? I guess it's good because usually you would not be playing it all at once. It was the killer. Quite a sensational ending. Who would have thought that Darren would guest star in a season cliffhanger as a suspect? I asked the prosecution to look into this matter. Please tell the court your findings. Darren Crescent is a member of my band, the Governors. So why is he allowed to even be here? Go home, Clivia. He's also a detective, making the current charges serious indeed. Yet, after investigation, I found no cause to alter our case or file new charges. And your reason is? Weren't you aware, Her Forehead? He has an impeccable alibi. An alibi? Let us review the facts again, shall we? The concert held on the night of the shooting was in 3 sets. Disturbingly long arm. As you can see, Tracy and a polar at the front. Governors ripped up the stage during the first set. For the second set, our guests took center stage. The only performers appearing were myself, Lemoir, and Machi, along with a drummer and bassist, for a total of 5. The shooting in the dressing room, however, took place during the third set. Lemoir and the defendant, Machi Tabai, had left the stage at that point, and the Governors were already rocking. This is when 2 shots rang out at the scene of the crime. Shots heard by Detective Emma Sky, mind you. And Apollo, you heard them too, right? I sure did. Furthermore, Lemoir herself witnessed the moment of the crime. Well, perhaps I should say she heard the moment of the crime. When she claims to have heard Mr. Latouche and Detective Crescent talking. But that's impossible. Detective Crescent was... Precisely. Detective Crescent was on stage getting his groove on, no less. A perfect alibi! Does the defense have anything to add to this? It's true, and I heard it was gunshots. He must have been on stage. Still, there's something here that doesn't quite add up. Appears the defense has no objections. I believe we can safely say that Darren Crescent's alibi has been acknowledged. Which means that Lemoir was sadly mistaken. Her testimony cannot be true. Very well. Of course, if we disregard her testimony. And I see no evidence keeping us from declaring a verdict. If indeed there are no objections... Uh-oh, Apollo, if he declares a verdict now... But Prosecutor Gavin's case is airtight. Lemoir might have been lying to protect Machi. How can I rely on her testimony? Wait, what about yesterday in the detention center? Apollo's so handsome. His arms are really thick. And he has brown hair. Machi was trying to tell us something, I know it. Maybe the best thing to do is ask him, under oath. Very well, the court finds the defendant, what was his name again?
Objection!
Your Honor! Oh, that wasn't it. It was something like Marquis or Mr. Justice. Your Honor, before you declare a verdict, I would like to call another witness. Exactly who else do you need to hear from? A witness who, until now, has not been given a chance to speak in this court. Because he doesn't speak English. You don't mean... I do. The defense calls defendant Machi Tabai to the stand. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. What? But he doesn't speak English. We'll use an interpreter. Interpreter, I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. I only speak a few phrases such as I love you and where's the toilet? Me when I lie! Me when I lie! Me when I lie! We all saw you reading that newspaper. We all saw you interpreting literally yesterday. You are Bulgarian. You are a Bulgarian man. Man. The defense would like to request Lamiwar as the interpreter. Lamiwar? What? There's a possibility. He's protecting the defendant. Well, this is my interpretation. I believe that he's lying. I feel that is strongly, well, supported by very much evidence that Klavier is actually Bulgarian and he's pretending to be German and also American at the same time. Because he looks Bulgarian and he speaks Bulgarian. Fluently, but he's pretending he doesn't, suddenly. Trust in me. This is most unusual. Ha ha ha, bravo, Herr Forehead. Herr Judge, prosecution agrees to the defense's request. If Lamiwar lies, I'll be able to tell. Even my limited knowledge of the language should be enough for that. You and I lie. Well, if prosecution and defense are for this, I see little cause for refusal. Finally, some progress. Bailiff, please show the defendant and Lamiwar to the witness stand. Lip balm. I suppose there is a first time for everything. Shall we proceed? Your name to begin with, if you would, Lamiwar. Yes. He says Machi Towae, the defendant. This is certainly a first for this courtroom. Not that we really needed an interpretation of that message in particular. So far so good. Very well. Mr. Justice, if you would. Huh? If I would what, Your Honor? Would what? You called the defendant to the stand, did you not? What would you have him testify about? What do I want him to testify about? I hadn't thought that far ahead yet. Apollo! Aren't you going to ask him what he was about to tell us yesterday? How can I know if I don't know what he was saying? Oh. Excuse me a moment. If I might speak? Yes, Lamiwar. Just now, Machi said there's something about which he wishes to testify. Machi wants to testify about something? What could it be? What sort of testimony is he talking about? One moment, please. Ah, the suspense is killing me. What? What? Well, Lamiwar? According to Machi, he has proof of his innocence. What? What the freak? This is a surprise. Yahoo! Victory, Apollo! We did it! This is sounding too good to believe, and I know what that usually means. Well, if that's true, then this is vital testimony. Lamiwar, I mean Machi. Please testify to the court. Very well. Lee. Lamiwa is so beautiful. She's like a beautiful woman. He says that word of Mr. Latusa's death came as a great shock. But if the killing truly followed the lyrics of my song, that is, he could not have done it. He says that because the lyrics are in English, he does not understand them. I see. He wouldn't have understood the English lyrics to the song. That would prevent him from following them so closely. I wondered what he meant by proof. Why, he would only have to ask Lemon to know the meaning of that song. Lemon, did you ever explain the lyrics of that song to him? I did tell him generally what the song was about, but never in so much detail. He never asked. Does my oft-repeated warning already flood that forehead? Lemon might be protecting the witness. Well, anyway, let us proceed with the cross-examination. Mr. Justice, if you would. Yes, Your Honor. Something's hidden in that testimony, I know it. I'll just have to trust my bracelet to tell me where. It worked yesterday, and it'll work today. It's all bullshit, guys. Never trust anyone ever. Phoenix kind of was way cooler. Plus, Clavier is like totally helping Apollo. Not so much in this case because it's his friend who is getting accused right now. Unlike the other prosecutors who just want you to die and sometimes try to kill you and sometimes try to get you executed and succeed, but then you don't get executed, so it was okay. Wouldn't it be difficult for him to perform without knowing the meaning of the lyrics? Well, no. He did know what the song was about. Its mood, shall we say. This was enough to play by. I told him it was a song about a guitar in love. It's not actually the guitar that's in love, strictly speaking. Oh, perhaps I misunderstood. No, not really. Yours is also a valid interpretation. Okay. No, it is my fault. I'm too used to singing in Bohemian. It's much easier than trying to understand these English lyrics. Well... my bracelet of homosexuality or something. Oh, the looker. Wait, he's cute.
Gotcha!
Gotcha! Genshin Impact. Machi. You can't fool my eyes. You glanced toward her the very moment Lemuel said the word English. Why? And don't bother interpreting that. He understands me. Machi, tell the truth. You can understand English, can't you? What are you saying? Of course he can't. Must he continue the charade? Mr. Justice, Machi says this. I know the word English. Huh? Before coming to this country, he heard me speaking English. He learned the name for this language, that is all. What? Give me a break. Is that such an unusual word to understand? Do you not know Espanol, for instance? Oh, yeah, but... I'm sorry, but he truly does not understand your language. Oh, well then explain this. How does he know the crime followed the lyrics? Have you always been such a suspicious-minded lad? He's like not polar. Really simple. So simple it hardly requires an explanation. He read about it in the newspaper. The newspaper? The Burgundian Daily Bugle. You can buy it in this country these days, you know. They have already begun to report about this case in our homeland. Yeah, but they didn't mention the lyrics. I was right. What is wrong, Mr. Justice? Your eyes, they're quite fierce all of a sudden. Machi is lying. Maybe it's time to show them proof that he's lying. Take that! I have a Burgundian newspaper. The Burgundian Daily Bugle, as a matter of fact. Indeed, there is a feature article about the case. Could you read this for me, Machi? That's right. It doesn't mention the lyrics. What? What is this all about? I'm sorry, Machi. You couldn't have read about the lyrics in a Burgundian newspaper. What does this mean? But I don't see how it's possible. I know. You must have heard the lyrics when the police were doing their questioning. Yes. Not possible. The subject of the lyrics was not brought up in police questioning. I read the full report myself. So the lyrics weren't in the newspaper, and the police didn't mention them. The only place you could have heard them was in this courtroom. In English, no less. The witness will explain herself, or himself. Machi says... he says... Yes. It is true, I read the newspaper. But this is not where I learned of the lyrics. I was mistaken. Now I remember. You remember? He says he heard of the lyrics from me. What? Following it. Is this true, Lamewa? Yes. I'm afraid I had forgotten it myself. And it looks like her forehead's been jumping to conclusions again. Seems so, yes. No! I was onto something, I knew it. Can't let this chance slip by. Time is an issue today. Mr. Justice, are you finished with the cross-examination? What are you going to do, Apollo? If I'm going to keep on cross-examining, I'd better have an angle of attack. Or else. My bracelet's still reacting. Your Honor, please allow me to continue. If you must, you must. Very well. Witness. I understand. When?
Hold it!
Hold it. Exactly how much did you explain to Machi? This is a question for me, yes? This interpretation thing is getting old fast. Are you racist or polar? Told him that Mr. Latouche had been killed and why he was a suspect. And I told him the crimes of the day, followed my song. Did you mention any particular words of the song relating to the case, such as heart? Well, she didn't know. Yes, of course I explained this. He was quite surprised. Yay! I knew he was innocent, etc. We got to the end again. My throat is kind of rough. Oops. Then...
Gotcha!
Gotcha! Lemon War. Currently cross-examining Machi. Why should you be uncertain? Me? Uncertain? Yes, you swallowed the very moment you told the court. It was I who explained. I see there's little point in trying to hide anything from you. Lemon War, are you indeed protecting someone? That is not a question with a simple answer. To tell the truth, I do not believe it myself. Then allow me to answer for you. Lemon, you're protecting... This kid is 14.
Take that!
Lemon, you're protecting Machi. That's why you lied and told us that you would explain how the crime followed the song. I don't fault you for trying to help, but this is not the way. Hey, Lost Boyki! Welcome! Thanks for coming. Machi, I believe you didn't do it, really. I trust you. You've lied to us twice, and now you have Lemon lying on your behalf. If this is going to work, you have to trust me too. Two lies cover a simple truth. You understand English, you have to. Screams in English. Witness, is this true? Do you understand English? Oh, what's his voice? Fuck. I haven't had to deal with this yet. Nor how do I do a child? It's over. Oh, whatever, guys. Yes, a little only. What? First he could see, now he can talk. And you? Didn't you not know about this, Lammerwar? No, I did not. It is quite a surprise. How many secrets is this witness hiding? This is last. Machi, can you tell us what really happened? No shooting. I did not shooting. So, you weren't in the dressing room when I heard those 2 gunshots, correct? Apparently, the answer to that question isn't simple either. I was in dressing room. Behind desk. Manager, he on floor. Which should be after the shooting, right? Then, there is voice. Voice? Or voice says, was it you and Emma, Polo? So when Machi went into the dressing room, Mr. Latouche had already been shot. And then we came to the door. Funnel high up. I take off. Run away, run away! So it was you who escaped through that air vent. Ahaha! As the prosecution has upheld all along, no less. The defendant has admitted to being at the scene. Might we take this as a confession?
Objection!
No, he clearly denied that he did it. A no shooting! Manager on floor, already on floor.
Objection!
The victim had already been shot, you say? I find that hard to believe. The defendant understood the song lyrics. He was at the scene of the crime. This can only mean one thing. He is the shooter. Does the defendant have anything to say to this? He's clammed up, Apollo. Then let's ask Mr. Justice. Will you require any further testimony from the witness? Is that it? Is there nothing else I can get him to testify about? Wait, no, of course there is. Michael Kuhn! Hector Arena is transvestigating me again. Oh, wait. I forgot to read it. No, no more speak. Not to any of you. So much for your precious trust, Herr Forehead. Hey, you were the one who didn't believe him. Regardless, this brings us to an impasse. It does seem that the defense and defendant are at odds. Doubt we are likely to learn anything more of value should this continue. See no other course but to declare a 5-minute recess. The defense will work things out with the defendant so that we might proceed. July 10. Apollo Eustace! Apollo Eustace! I love Apollo Eustace. Apollo Eustace. Justice. Better learn how to say it if you ever want to get some. Okay, Apollo. Believe, I know shooting. Machi claims Mr. Latouche was already down on the ground when he entered the room. Maybe it was a trap and he walked right into it. Suddenly, I hear a revolver. Close, very close. Then, I hear a voice. You heard gunshots? Yes, it's true. I hear a revolver, but only sound. Wait, you're saying you went into the dressing room and found Mr. Latouche already dead, and then you heard shots? If that's true, so you were at the scene of the crime when you heard those shots? And you escaped through the air vent? I know. Huh? What do you know? I know if I opening vent, I can leave stage and Backstage. So the vents went to both the stage and the backstage area? Is that what he means? Hey, he's right. Look, Apollo. Huh, yeah. But how did he know it was connected like that? Wait, I bet his father was the architect that designed the hall or something. I hear this from Magician. Magician? Don't look at me! A magician, huh? Well, at least we're clear on one thing. Machi didn't shoot Mr. Latus. Yeah, but what does that leave us with? We're supposed to say he went into the room to find the body, and then he heard the shots? That one's going to go over well in court, not. Apollo, you're his defense. You're supposed to believe whatever he says, even lies. That's what Daddy always told me. I'll just pretend you misheard him, every time. So, what do we do now? You're sure you won't testify, Machi? No talking, no. Well, it was worth a shot. That cocoon. Wazzy patted me so much that I tricked. Welcome back, very soggy. Nice sprout bird. How's it growing? You brought son? Were you guys in the shower together? Of course, he's scared. Oh well, I guess we'll just have to try a different approach. That's the spirit, Apollo. So, what's your plan? If Machi won't testify about it, we'll have to get someone else to testify. I don't understand what is the jerk with his name. I'm looking this up. Oh, you got water together. That's cute. Oh. Well, I don't care actually. Ordering me? Thank you. Someone else? I think we're out of town. Out of town. Out of time. Let's get back in there. Right! Court is now back in session. Mr. Justice, have you sorted things out with the defendant? I really wish that Valiant was in this case more. Valiant, I want you. I want you. Yes, Your Honor. We had a good talk. Very well. So, will he testify? Your Honor, the defendant will not testify. What? Shame. And here I thought this was your big chance to turn the case around. Actually, it is. The defense would like to approach this case from a different angle, Your Honor. A different angle? Machi won't testify, and I know who will. I would like to cross-examine the witness in this case, Lamiwar. Again! Lamiwar!
Objection!
What are you up to now? I thought we determined yesterday that Lamiwar's testimony was insubstantial. Nothing you can... Lamiwar was taken to the hospital yesterday with injuries. What happened? She was assaulted, Your Honor. Assaulted? Someone wanted Glamour dead. Thankfully, she was able to save herself. What? I've heard no such report. Prosecutor Gavin. Why would anyone be out to kill Lamour? Can you think of a reason? Well, think of how she's known in our country. A singer from overseas who doesn't speak English, yes? Yet someone tried to keep her mouth shut. Who could that have been? You don't think? I do. It was the same person who shot Mr. Latouche. The killer was afraid of her, afraid of what she might say. The defense believes that something was hidden in her testimony yesterday. Something that the killer doesn't want getting out. So am I to understand that this is what you're saying? Namely, that there is a nugget of truth in Lamour's testimony. A nugget that we've yet to uncover. Exactly. A nugget. If Lamour was attacked, this has serious implications. Very well. There were some vague points in her testimony during yesterday's trial. Perhaps we did not inquire as deeply as we might have into some. But we'll hear Lamour's testimony one more time. Lamour, I must apologize. We must ask you to stand again and speak. You like Clavier? Want me to cosplay him for you? I'll do it for free. You just have to compliment me. You need not apologize. I know that Machi is innocent, and I will do all that I can until the court realizes this. Let's review your testimony from yesterday. You told us you heard 2 gunshots and the shooter's voice through the window, and that the voice belonged to Darren Crescent, yes? That is correct. At which point I proved that she could not be correct. She couldn't have heard any of those things. The small window at the scene was closed and was found to be quite soundproof. I just wish I could be German enough for him. You have nothing to say to that, Mr. Justice? I don't know exactly what yet, but I do know there's something there. There is, it seems, much you do not know. And yet it is my duty to hear him out. Perhaps the witness would be so kind as to testify once more to the court. Of course, Your Honor. I love Clavier. Oh, man. I wonder what his problem is. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. That's when I heard them, Mr. Latouche and the detective. I heard the faint sound of a gunshot and stopped. Then I heard another gunshot. There was the smell of gunpowder. I knew I must tell someone, but I was in a hurry, so I kept moving past the small window. Pretty much the same as yesterday's testimony. I'm sorry. I am not used to speaking much in this language. Perhaps my descriptions are lacking in some way. Yet everything I have said here is the truth. And it's my distinctive displeasure to say this. What you have said to have happened is impossible. Do I have to repeat myself? Lamour was attacked because of this testimony. What, Trucy? Apollo, you know, for a moment there, you were pretty cool. Maybe I do better when I don't try to think ahead. Very well, Mr. Justice. Perhaps you can coolly cross-examine the witness. Okay. Okay, so what were they saying?
Hold it!
Darian Crescent? I did not know his name at the time, but yes, it was him, the one who took the stand yesterday. How many times do I need to remind you that that's impossible? There's no way you could have heard him. Because the window at the scene was closed. Is that why? Of course. Apollo, if we keep asking the same questions as yesterday, we won't get anywhere. He's right. Maybe there's a different angle I can try? What were they saying? Lemmerwar, do you by any chance remember what they were saying to each other? If so, please tell us. I have given it much reflection, but I was afraid of this. She doesn't remember. I only heard one phrase clearly. A whole phrase? You remember something that was said? Why didn't you say anything yesterday? Though my memory is clear, I was afraid to speak. You see, I do not understand what was said. This could be it. Clue I've been waiting for. Oh, what did he say? It was the other man speaking, not Mr. Letus. The shooter then, Darian Crescent. Well, what did he say? It's over. Press the switch, now. Switch. And the shooter said this to the victim, Mr. Letus. I thought it quite strange myself, afterward. It is a mystery. What could this possibly mean? Mr. Justice, can you shed some light on this? I mean, sure. Wait. I'd be delighted. It's, very, very vital. Maybe we could add that to the testimony. Maybe, Apollo? I have it. Present. This switch. Objection! Press the switch. There's only one key that can unlock the mystery of those words. Oh? There was nothing at the scene that could be called a switch, save the lights. True, there wasn't a switch at the scene. But it just so happens I have a switch right here. That certainly does look like a switch, doesn't it? The problem is, this was found not at the scene of the crime, but on the stage. The stage? Where the concert was held, yes. This was found hidden there. On the stage. Are you claiming that the voice Lamiwa heard was of someone commanding another to press this switch? It's a possibility.
Objection!
Objection! Oh, Herr Forehead, I'd call that an impossibility. Why? It's hardly necessary for me to remind the court of the layout of the concert forum. The stage is quite far from Lemonware's dressing room. Not to mention that the governors were in the middle of a concert on said stage. We aren't known for being a quiet band. We could shout all he wanted and not be heard. The detective's voice was loud, but certainly not a shout. How too have Herr Forehead's cries of possibility fallen far short of being heard? I was just thinking about futility. Sorry, but he wouldn't have needed to shout. Excuse me? You heard what I said, or do you need me to shout it out for you? It would have been quite simple to be heard on the stage from that dressing room. Oh wait, you like evidence, don't you? How about this? Using this, it would be easy to get a message to someone on stage from the dressing room. Why did Apollo suddenly start slaying? Take that! Prosecutor Gavin, perhaps you're familiar with this? Why, that's... What? What is it? that some kind of newfangled phone they invented while I wasn't looking? This is a type of transmitter, a communications device. Communications device? From what I've heard, that night, everyone on stage was wearing one of these. Isn't that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, actually, they're for talking between band members. We all had one on. Ad break. I'm leaving.
Oil cloud! Oil cloud!
Oh, that's not it. Thanks for keeping yourselves entertained. Others are my pets. Or a polar. I'll look after him. Ow. Ow. Oh, you can do that? So you admit that if you were wearing one of these, walking from the backstage to the stage would be simple.
Objection!
True, but wait. Those send out an electronic signal. To avoid interference with the audio systems, their range is quite limited. Memoir said it was about 30 feet, right? Look at this cross-section diagram of the concert forum. Ah! Exactly. The walk from the stage to the backstage seems far, but the direct distance is less than 30 feet. That can't be. So, when Lamiwa heard the shooter's voice, He could have been talking to someone on stage. I love when Clavier becomes Headache Cat. Freaking awesome, dude. An awesome, dude. You're claiming this is the Switch in question? Why did it have to be on the stage at the time? It could be placed in a pocket and carried anywhere. Someone could have hid it on the stage after the fact. Hey, he's got a point. How do we know where it was when she heard the voice? When the shooter said, press the switch. Well, I guess we don't. An unfortunate situation. I'm afraid that until we know where the switch was, there's little point in debating it. I was sure this was the way to go with this. What is this switch anyway? We don't even know that basic fact. Ping! Wait a second. We do know what this switch is. And if you follow that train of logic to its incredible conclusion, it ends up in proof that completely changes this case. What's up, Apollo? Apollo? We know about this switch, right? We know what it is. Yeah? Well, think of when it was used that day. Think of what happened. Well, Mr. Justice, you have no further information to share concerning this switch. Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Justice? I've been remiss in not telling the court this before. I know what this switch is. Well, it seems the defense is set upon linking this switch to the case. Let's see your evidence of the link. What evidence do you have to explain what this switch is? Sorry, there was this guitar that exploded. I think they want to see the history. Wouldn't it change the guitar sound if this is in there? Take that! Prosecutor Gavin, you remember this? Ah, that's that. That what? Is it another one of those newfangled phones? This is an igniter. That phone looks like this. Igniter? You mean it's like a lighter? Yes, actually. You aren't saying the switch is a remote. I am. This is a remote trigger for an igniter. What? Look, I'll show you. He died. They should arrest him for this. Mr. Justice, you will cease and desist from burning down this courtroom. Sorry, that was a bit more fire than I expected. If my whiskers had caught on fire. Prosecutor Gavin, let me repeat myself. This switch is a remote igniter trigger. Doesn't that suggest something to you? You're talking about what happened to me, aren't you? Ah! Exactly. That night at the concert, there was one unusual burst of flame. When your guitar caught fire in the middle of your performance. You remember when that happened? That was awesome, right? Wasn't that part of the stage show, though? Prosecutor Gavin was entirely unaware such a thing had been planned, and the guitar that burned was a valuable keepsake. That's right, he got it in Borginia from La Mémoire. He said the sound was amazing, before it burned of course. Now it just kind of smokes. The better the guitar, the brighter it burns. Your forehead. Yes? Don't tell me you're trying to tie these two things together. Those being the shooter's voice heard by La Mémoire, and the guitar suddenly catching on fire. I am. It's really simple when you think about it. Mr. Latouche and the shooter were at the crime scene. The shooter was wearing a headset. He ordered someone on stage to press the switch. The switch was pressed and the guitar caught fire. Well, that does seem to make sense. Oh, something about it is bugging me. Can't quite put my finger on it. Really? It seems pretty simple to me. Hey, Forehead. Don't destroy what little respect I have for you. I was expecting something a little more sensible. I guess I was wrong. What's this all about, Prosecutor Gavin? This simple story simply makes no sense. Think, that night my guitar caught fire, yes. The cause may have been this indeed. However, guitar caught fire during the second set. That's right, of course. Guitar caught fire during La Mémoire's song. Indeed, yet the shooting happened during the third set. The two are utterly unrelated. Yes, that must have been what was bugging me. The whole premise for this is faulty. See, this story makes no sense. Are you sure about that? What exactly do you mean, Mr. Justice? Maybe it's not the premise for my explanation of the switch that's at fault. Maybe it's our premise for the entire case so far. What premise is this specifically? I'm glad you asked. I'm saying that maybe the killing didn't take place in the third act. What's this? A detective and a Sky heard shots and found the body. All of this happened in the third act. Gunshots rang out, and according to his testimony, Machi was in that dressing room at the time. Where are you going with this, Mr. Justice? Stay with me, Your Honor. He also told us this in his testimony, namely that the victim had already been shot. We all heard gunshots, but no one saw the shooting. This is insane. Just before the shooting took place, the shooter was heard on his headset, telling someone to press the switch. The next moment, Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flame. We know that a remote-triggered igniter was inside the guitar. From all these facts, we can draw only one conclusion. The crime did not take place during the third act, but during the ballad performance, the second act. What? My head hurts. And I'm bisexual. Order, order, order. But that goes against the evidence. What does, Your Honor? This crime was carried out according to the lyrics of that song, yes. Hey, he's right. Look. The bullet is supposed to come after the fire. You're thinking about it the wrong way. Huh? Look. Why would the shooter craft the events of the day to follow the lyrics anyway? It's an awful lot of trouble to go through, with little merit for the person doing it. Well, I'm sure whoever it was had some reason. Yes, they did. A reason that made it advantageous to follow the lyrics. You're saying the order was reversed on purpose? Reversed, Prosecutor Gavin? Yakuten Saiban? If the criminal followed the lyrics strictly, then yes. Shooting would have had to come after the guitar burst into flame. Yet, her forehead has raised another possibility. He's claiming that the bullet came not after, but just before the fire. Couldn't have put it better myself. We were only meant to think that the shooting came after the guitar burst into flame. That was the criminal's objective. The crime followed the lyrics to a point, but that was the ruse. Why else would the killer risk discovery by moving the body? That was the final touch to make us think he'd followed the lyrics the whole way. Order, order, order. That would explain this most unusual situation. It does. The killer changed the order of events to create himself an alibi. In other words, the killer was someone who had an alibi for the third set, but not the second. I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but sadly it has. Let me tell you why your little fairy tale makes no sense at all. Oh, it sounds good, I'll give you that. You've given us a reason why the killer bother following the lyrics of my song. But I question your logic. It's flawed from the very beginning. Flawed? Yes, a contradiction, Herr Forehead, when I pointed out several times no less. At the time of the crime, the small window at the scene was closed. How could Lamenoir have heard a voice through it? Oh. I know that you would like to divert our attention from this critical fact, but you're basing your entire line of reasoning on a false premise. Right. Lamenoir's testimony is my entire case. That voice she heard, the shooter's voice. Well, what if she couldn't hear it, Apollo? Look, what do we have? A man saying, "Press the switch." And near the crime scene we have a switch, which acts as the remote trigger for an igniter. And last but not least, Prosecutor Gavin's flaming guitar. It can all be a coincidence, but how do I make it work? I see a more direct line of questioning is required. When the crime scene was investigated immediately after the crime, that window was closed. Try to tell us how Lamenoir heard the voice? A key point to be sure. Mr. Justice, can you explain this to the court? No. Okay, Justice. You've got one thing to prove and one thing only. Lamenoir heard a voice, and she heard it during the second set. Think, how was Lamenoir able to hear the voice? Well, it was the secret third option. When we investigated the scene, the window was closed. The shooter had no reason to close it, had it been open either. Meaning it was impossible to hear the voice through that window. It's good to hear you making sense again. For a moment I was afraid you might be a Burgundian too. Is he racist to himself? Makes sense. Because why would he say this? As I was saying, Lamenoir could not hear the voice through that window. He's trying to make himself look like he can't be Bulgarian because he's racist. What is internalized racism? She heard the voice from another location entirely. What's this? Ha ha ha, you do amuse me so. And here I thought you had Oh, you and Good Sense were back on speaking terms. Now I'm afraid you and Good Sense speak two entirely different languages. Shall I interpret for you, Herr Forehead? Lamenoir clearly stated that she heard the voice through that small window. And there's only one small window at the scene. Are you sure? Think about it. Isn't there another small window at the scene? There is? Oh, I knew that look. He wants us to ask him. Very well, you claim Lamenoir heard the voice from another location. Mr. Justice, show us where this location was. Lamenoir heard the voice from here. This other small window. This is where Lamenoir heard the voice from. But that's no small window, that's the air vent. Yeah, I had to call in my cursor. Cause I'm too weak. What did she tell us? She said she's a Burgundian, unfamiliar with our language. It's not a stretch to imagine she called this air vent a small window. I saw Lamenoir venting sus. Now you've done it. You've gone beyond ridiculous and into ludicrous. So Lamenoir was up in the ventilation system listening to this man's voice? That's the only logical explanation, yes. Logical. I do not think this word means what you think it means. Hair forehead. Okay, what about it isn't logical? Hardly merits saying. Why would Lamoire be in a ventilation system? Hiding like a rat. No offense intended to her, of course. The explanation for that is simple, Prosecutor Gavin. Isn't it, Lamoire? You have been listening to our discussion here, yes? Yes. I admit it's had me quite confused since yesterday. Yes, this small window was closed, but why should that mean I could not hear through it? I feared our prosecutor himself might need an interpreter. How does he make that noise? The problem here is words. Lamoire, the small window through which you heard the voice. Was it up high on the ceiling of the room, not low on a wall? Yes, it was up on the ceiling. What? Order, order, I will have order. He might be a robot. That would be really cool. Witness, you will clarify the statement to the court. Are you, in fact, saying that you were up above the ceiling of the room, and that's where you heard the moment of the crime? Yes, in fact, I was. I'm sorry, I never imagined it would become such an important point. Yes, well, why the heck were you up there? I believe it's time for another testimony. I'm not sure I can't. May I remind you this is a murder trial? We will hear your testimony. Tell us why you witnessed the crime from above the ceiling of that room. Please. Oh, looks like I'm on the right track. Yes, I was above the ceiling when I heard the voice. I had heard there was a small window there before. It was in the middle of my performance. I had no time to report what I had heard. As to why I was there, I cannot say. I am bound to secrecy on this matter. Bound to secrecy? In my line of work, one has many obligations to uphold. But you say you were in the middle of your performance, so this did happen during the second set. I did not witness the crime, you must understand. I only know what I heard. Yes, but you must tell us what you were doing in detail. That's what the cross-examination is for, yeah, hair forehead. Our mission in this court is to discern the truth. No obligation, no binding pact may hinder that mission. Very well. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination. What are you going to do, Apollo? I'm going to find out the truth. She was up above that ceiling for a reason. I just have to get out of her. No, Sunrise, that's so basic! That's so basic, you can't! Here's topping. Here's topping, tell me. Tell me. Here's topping. Yeah, okay, whatever. Whatever, man. Well, it's fine. I don't not ship them, but that's so basic. No! Javier's at bottom! This is so sad. Yes, good for you, Thunderverse. No, you're mistaken. Let's not talk about this. I'll get heated. Exactly who bound you to secrecy? I'm not sure I'm allowed to say who it was. No, I think perhaps that is alright. It is just a name after all. It was Valent Gamily. Perhaps you know him? I know him! Valent Gamily, what? You mean Uncle Valent? What? Valent Gamily? Who's Valent Gamily? The Grand Magician. The one responsible for the illusion performed during our concert. Interesting reaction, Prosecutor Gavin. Lamar was bound to secrecy. It's going to take some hard-hitting proof to make her talk. I think I know why she was up there, but how do I prove it? Well, I think I know her, and it's for an amazing reason. Present. Objection! Wait, I think I presented on the wrong statement. My bad. This one. Objection! Lemurwar, truth be told, the reason for your presence above that ceiling is quite clear. Especially when you consider what happened during your performance. What happened? Yes, it's all right here on this video. Man. Whoa! Whoa! Poor guy. As we can see, Lammerwar was clearly not on stage for her entire performance. Ugh! It saddens me to be so realistic. Lammerwar is incapable of actually vanishing, let alone teleportation. What?! So the only explanation is that she was hidden from view. And during that time, she moved to the back of the forum. Apollo! What, Shruti? It's not nice to reveal a magician's secrets, and it's against the rules. I'm a lawyer, I'm not supposed to be nice. This is all very fascinating, but how is it possible? There is only 20 seconds between when she disappears and reappears. She couldn't have moved that fast. Is something wrong, Prosecutor Gavin? This was his concert, his show. He knows how the illusion was performed. Aha! He's just realizing his own oversight. Heh! Let's look at the cross-section diagram again. Here we can trace a route through the ceiling. It goes from the stage, through the backstage, to the rear of the forum. Recall Lammerwar's testimony from yesterday. I'm recalling. We went from the stage to the backstage exit. A perfect description of this route above the ceiling. Lammerwar knew of this because of her part in the illusion, but she wasn't the only one who knew. What? Just now in the lobby, Machi told me something. Don't know, He said that? Oh, were you not informed, Prosecutor Gavin? I knew about the Vanishing Act, of course, yet I had no idea of the route that would be used. Why didn't that magician tell me? Magicians only reveal details of their acts on a need-to-know basis. They're the bread and butter of a magician's life, you know. Which is why he bound Lammerwar to secrecy. Well, Lammerwar? I am impressed, Mr. Attorney, that she was right about you. So, what does this mean? Are you saying you used this route above the ceiling? I did. Well, that's that, but I'm still a little confused. Why is that, Your Honor? As I said before, there was very little time between when she disappeared and when she reappeared. 20 seconds tops. How could she do it so fast? Especially if she stopped to hear the shooter's voice. That's a good question. Can the witness explain this to the court? I cannot. Very well. Mr. Justice? Yes? It's all up to you. Do your thing. What thing, Your Honor? You need to explain how Lammerwar was able to teleport like she did, or I'm throwing your case out with the bathwater. Why do I get picked on? It's Lammerwar who isn't going along with the program here. As I have stated before, I am not at liberty to speak of the illusion that night in detail. But it's okay if Apollo just guesses until he gets it right. Then you'll just have to tell us what you can. We'll hear your testimony on this. Mr. Justice, it will be your job to wring the truth out of her. Yes, if you would, please. Right. I feel like a student before finals. Good luck, Apollo! She's a beautiful woman, she has brown hair. I followed the route exactly as I was instructed. There is an emergency exit backstage where a stagehand waited. From there, one can enter the forum on the opposite side from the stage. The plan was for me to move in there for 2 minutes. I was on my way when I heard the voice. 2 minutes, you say? The mystery deepens. I suppose it was too much to hope that the judge would come up with something. As does my curiosity. Take it away, Mr. Justice. Right, Your Honor. All I have to do is find the contradiction between what Lammerwar is saying and what we can see plainly in the video. I figured it out already. I am a magician after all. Well, tell me. Not a chance. I can't reveal another magician's secrets. Come on. So does this murder? Well, yes I can. Hey, you're supposed to be on my side here. No, my finish is very bad. Maybe I can't. In Finland, we homo. I might be blind. You haven't unlocked all my lore yet. Few minutes.
Hold it!
2 minutes. Yes, it can be done in 1 minute if you are running. Running in that cramped, dark tunnel above the ceiling? Mr. Attorney, have you forgotten? I call it makes no difference to me. That's true, but... So, you're saying that on the night of the concert, you made the trip in 2 minutes? Yes, though I nearly didn't make it in time. You see, I stopped halfway. Memoir disappears on the video for 20 seconds. She says she made the trip in 2 minutes. How? If you want my professional opinion, I'll bet the answer is right there in that video. Well, Mr. Justice, perhaps you have some evidence for us? Something that can explain the discrepancy between the video and her testimony. Ah! Evidence explaining the discrepancy? Yeah. I know. This. Can I watch the video again? No. Actually, I'm okay. I think it's this. Because she dropped her bridge in that time, she must have. Lammermoor, do you happen to remember this brooch? Aha, the brooch. We saw that yesterday, did we not? It was found at the scene, Your Honor. And you're bringing this up now, why? I thought we'd already determined when that was dropped. So did I, but we hadn't. Take another look at the video. Here, you can see she's wearing the brooch. So she is. Let's look a bit later. What? The brooch is gone! What? Yes. The brooch disappeared in a short space of 20 seconds, and it takes a full minute to run from the stage to the backstage. Which means there can only be one explanation. The Lammermoor we see before the Vanishing Act and the Lammermoor we see after are two different people! I need to get some water, wait. I'll be right back, I ran out of tea. Big fan of the secret other Lammermoor. It was actually twins! What? The brooch was found on the floor at the crime scene, and not just on the floor. And on the floor directly beneath the air vent. Lammermoor, tell me, did you drop the brooch on your way from the stage to the backstage? At the very moment you witnessed the crime? Yes, I think I did. Order, Prosecutor Gavin. From your expression, I gather you had no idea this was the case, Herr Judge. I, of course, knew about it. What? Don't get me wrong, I wasn't hiding it. It just never occurred to me that the switch and the shooting took place at the same time. So, I was right? There was a switch? There was. Just before the stage's tower rose, Lamouar was replaced. By the way, on the subject, just who was this replacement Lamouar? Why, the man behind the illusion, Jolly Gramarye. Who's Gramarye? That's quite the illusion, but I still don't get one thing. Yes? That's right, he can cross-dress. That's why he's the best ever. Oh wait, I meant to be reading this. I'm sorry, they're talking too fast. That's true. Come on, Apollo, that's an easy one. They were just playing a recording. Ah ha ha. Governors aren't some kind of air guitar band, Fraulein. Oh, you mean I'm wrong? When we play a show live, we play live. No recordings. Perhaps you can explain, Lamouar. Very well. Yes, do tell, and add it to your testimony. Hold it. You were singing? Yes. Mr. Gavin expressed a dislike for recordings, so I used this. Wait, so you were singing the whole time? Even when you were crawling above the ceiling towards backstage? Why should it matter where I sing, when everywhere I go is the same darkness? Why is she so edgy? But if you were singing while you were walking? That's right! Wouldn't the shooter and victim have heard? I was singing right over their heads, after all. That is right. Are you sure? It'd have to be pretty hard of hearing to miss someone singing in the ceiling. Once again, we come back to the state of the scene of the crime. What state? I know what he means. That old speaker, Apollo. Speaker? Yeah, he yaoi baits. Just a little though. Satisfied? That dressing room was fitted with a large speaker playing a direct feed from the stage. At my request, actually. So, Lamouar singing on the ceiling sounded just like Lamouar singing over the speaker. Ingenious! Her voice was hidden by her voice. Lamouar, I have just remembered something. Do tell. When I heard the noise, the gunshots, yes? It startled me, so I stopped singing. What? I forgot the words I was supposed to sing. The song stopped? Thankfully, it was the very beginning of the second verse, so not many would notice. Forehead, that mixing board I let you, where is it? The mixing, huh? The machine, Apollo, the one that breaks music into tracks. Oh, this. I'd completely forgotten about it. Let's take a listen. I wasn't paying attention, I'm sorry. The song does stop there. It does? I must have missed it. Look at the lyrics sheet, on the top of the second verse. Oh. Well, Wesley, that's great. That would have some really amazing implications. And I'm not going to discuss that here. but I think you're right. See where it says pleasure, pleasure? Now listen again. This is evidence indeed. I believe we are guilty of making a terrible mistake. Crime didn't happen during the third set. It happened during the second, during Lamiwar's ballot. If that is true, then no one on stage during the second set could have been the shooter. Which means that Darien Crescent could have done it. He wasn't on stage for the second set. Well, Prosecutor Gavin? Fascinating. I don't believe I've ever seen a trial turn around quite so thoroughly. Yet one problem remains. What's that, Prosecutor Gavin? Their forehead's theory does have a certain kind of logic to it. Yet it is entirely based upon Lamiwar's testimony. Yes, is there a problem with this? Well, it's quite simple, though it pains me to say it. What if she's lying to protect the defendant? You have no proof. All I'm saying is that the truth is as yet unclear, until we hear directly from the man himself. A man? You don't mean... Yes. Though he is a friend and band member, Darien Crescent must take the stand. I see no other way. As someone with a new perspective on the case? As a suspect, to be frank. Frank! Frank again! Finally, the rat's coming out of his hole. The rat's coming out of his hole. And I'm ready to catch him. Darien Crescent, get ready for justice. We need Darien to be frank. This is as good a time as any to pause for a brief recess again. The prosecution will summon the witness. Have him here and ready by the time we begin. I'm the last man who needs to be reminded of what his duties are. Very well, court is adjourned for a 15-minute recess. To be continued. Right now. This trial day 2 is quite long, isn't it? Apollo! I can't believe it. It really happened during the second act? And right in the middle of Lamiwar's performance? The reason why she was in that air vent, and that switch and the flaming guitar. When you link it all together, that's what you end up with. The pervert is here. I knew you had what it took. Daddy! Mr. Wright, you believed in me? Not really. Huh? I just thought that'd make a cooler entrance than say, hiya. Why do I even bother hoping? Where have you been lately, Daddy? You haven't been coming to the office at all. Sorry about that, Trucy. I'm on a secret mission. Secret? You mean like you're undercover? Like Mr. Latouche, only shorter and not as well dressed. Oh no, what if you're shot too, Daddy? Ahaha! Would I do a thing like that to you? Yes. You got hit by a car less than a month ago. Anyway, I'm off for a while again. Huh? You're leaving? Oh, one thing before I go. What? Good luck. Right. Is that all you came to say? I think you have things pretty much under control. You'll get Machi Tobai off the hook, no doubt. Yeah, but you're after that detective, aren't you? Darian Crescent. It won't be easy proving he did it, especially not under the current court system. The current court system? What did Prosecutor Gavin say during the trial? Your case is based on one fragile assumption. Namely, that Adira Divine is telling the truth. But what about all the proof? The brooch and the switch? Piece of jewelry and a lyrical blunder. There are plenty of other ways to explain these things, the flaming guitar too. All because you lack definitive proof of their connection to the case. But if the solitary songstress is lying, your case melts like butter in a frying pan, leaving behind the faintly singed scent of failure. So what do I do? Like I said, good luck. Be aware that it will be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods. Oh, that reminds me. I have something to give you from our detective friend. Detective Sky. Emma? Let's see. This bag of snacks here was meant for me. Here it is. What are those, Daddy? They don't look like very good snacking material. They were found at the scene. Analysis of the fragments revealed traces of gunpowder. Gunpowder? Probably a firecracker or something similar, like the ones kids are into these days. These fragments were found under the sofa at the scene of the crime, actually. Under the sofa? Hey, Apollo! That's where he found that little device thingy. Right, this. Oh, finally, some evidence that makes sense. That's all from me, I suppose. See you after the verdict, maybe. Right. Every man has an igniter inside him. Excuse me? Find Darian Crescent's igniter and set it off. And he walked out the door, just like a magician, normally. What does he want us to do? No conventional methods? What does that mean? I guess we just have to take his advice and hope it makes sense when the time comes. I guess. We're almost at the finish line. Hang in there, Trucy. Oi. Oh, Patul. I don't know how much more my throat can take, guys. Court is now back in session. Prosecutor Gavin, where is Detective Crescent? In the witness lounge, ready to be called at any time. Very well. Might I add, I don't believe any of this. Darian was the first detective I ever worked with. We stopped working together when he moved to Criminal Affairs Division 3, but his guitar playing, it fires my imagination. That's nice, but it has nothing to do with the matter at hand. Correct? Oh, I know. Your forehead. Very well. Call the final witness to the stand. Detective Darian Crescent. I don't need this guy. His thingy is too long and he keeps stroking it. Name and occupation, please. Darian Crescent, Detective, Criminal Affairs, Division 3. That's the International Affairs Division, for those of you who didn't know. And I'm a guitarist for the Governors. Maybe you've heard of us. Do you fully understand the circumstances under which you stand before us today? Yeah, I understand, Your Honor. What I don't understand is how you let this happen, partner. You gave me your word I wouldn't be standing here. The situation's changed, Arden, and don't call me partner. So much for old friends. Did they break up? Sad. I see what you're doing, Darren. You're pressing the prosecution. Your Honor, if we could begin the trial. Yes, it's high time we did. Let's hear your testimony. You may begin with your response to Lamiroir's testimony, if in fact you have anything to say about it. Oh, I got plenty to say. Flying must be a national pastime in Borgania. And wherever you're from, Mr. Justice, huh? He actually, well, kind of true. The thing is, he does look like a shark, but when you look from the front, he kind of looks more like a skunk or something, other than the teeth. Goblin shark. I've never met Goblin Shark. Thank you for the information. Here goes nothing. Here comes justice. The thief is lying, plain and simple. She's got nothing to back up her story. In the first place, she never heard my voice. She forgot the words because she heard gunshots, as if. Didn't Detective Emma Skye hear those gunshots during the third set anyway? The shooting took place when I was on stage, man. So you claim Lamiroir's testimony was a lie? Hey, don't get me wrong, I dig what she's doing trying to protect that kid. And she's got the coordinating big statements out of her hand just cause she's blind. Go too far, Diane. Look, all I'm saying is you got a reliable witness. Why not listen to the detective? Detective Skye? I see. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination. You didn't waste any time finding our weak spot. I can't do this with Lamiroir's testimony alone. I'll have to find some other way to prove when the shooting took place. Oh, the firecracker. This could be anything. What is this? I mean, if he says it's a firecracker, then sure. And they probably used the other igniter thing to set it on fire. Yeah. Objection! Some things were found at the crime scene after yesterday's trial. What things? The first was this small device. That's the remote trigger igniter. Correct. And one more thing. What are those? The remains of something burnt? Not another guitar, I hope. Traces of gunpowder were found on these fragments. We have a report that it was something like a firecracker. How did Gavin know about this? What, you think Detective Skye works for you? I received the report this morning, before coming here. That's when I made my decision, actually. What decision is this, Prosecutor Gavin? I registered Darien as a witness in today's trial. Just in case. Points my thingy at you. This raises another possibility. Those gunshot-like sounds heard during the third set. Could have been two firecrackers rigged to go off by remote control. Is firecracker an American term? Oh my god, it's so wobbly. That's disturbing. Haha, you got an active imagination, don't you? But you shouldn't say every little thing you think. Your explanation there seems a bit too convenient to me. How so? So you're saying these firecrackers just happened to go off right when two witnesses came walking by, huh? That's right. Darian was out on stage when it happened, Apollo. How could he know someone was backstage right then? Oh, I know. I know. If a firecracker goes off in the forest, there's no one there to hear. You get my drift. Why go through the trouble, man? Oh, wait, ad break. Okay. I know. Ad break first. Remember to pat on him. Don't hit him!
Oil cloud! Oil cloud!
I wanted to make tea, but I forgot. Don't pat his blessed thingy. It's symbolic of his, internal feelings. How do I explain this? You may not look it, but Darian is a gifted detective. Have any weakness and he's sure to find it. You may not look it, partner. Gee, thanks, man. That reminds me. I happened to pass through that very hallway several times that day myself, and I saw something odd there just before the third set. Something odd. Why is he helping me? I already know. I'm way ahead of you, man. Headset. The kind all of the abandoned staff members were wearing. That's right. We picked this up in front of the door to that dressing room. What if that headset wasn't dropped but placed? And what if it was turned on? Don't pet him anymore. Those are my pets. You could hear what was going on in that hallway, even if you were out on stage. Whose side are you on, Gavin? Listen to me, Darian. There are no sides in a court of law. Which is why I now turn to you, Hair Forehead. I have a question for you. Huh? For me? The igniter and the burned fragments that were found at the scene of the crime. It's certainly a possibility that they were part of a ruse to fake the sound of gunshots. Throw the headset from the hallway into the mix and you could fabricate an alibi. But we're still no closer to proving anything. Those gunshots might have been real or fake. We can't say. You've raised the possibility that the shots heard during the third set were faked. Now you need to prove the other half of the case. The other half? Look, I'll just tell him. He wants you to prove the thing went down in the second act, while our little piano player was on stage. That right, Gavin? Indeed, if you can't prove that, then to continue this cross-examination would be pointless. Well, Mr. Justice, can you prove the crime took place during the second act? Yeah, I think. You'd better know, Apollo, otherwise we're through. It can be proven. Apollo is literally so handsome. Make it sound like someone else is going to come along and do it for you. Let's continue with the cross-examination then, shall we? Witness your testimony, if you would. This isn't going to be easy. Need some decisive proof and fast. You ready, kid? 'Cause I am. No, he's really handsome. In a way that you call a man handsome. He's manly. And cute. And handsome. And charming. He was chosen by God. He's just the best. You guys don't get it. Because you want to see him as a bottom. I'm built different. No! You need to leave. He's not even short! You're just tall! I have it. You were doing it at that time. It seems there was clear proof left behind. Right here in Lemonware's song. Her song? What exactly is this, device thingy? A new variety of gramophone, perhaps? Come on, we just used this. And don't get me started on gramophone. This device was used to record the performance, part by part. What? Well, I think he can bottom. I just don't think that he should. Unless... like, I think that he can bottom if the other person is enough of a top. Because then they're both tops and they're like just... that's just how it's gonna be, man. Move the sliders to adjust the volume. Each instrument is adjustable separately, Lemur's voice included. Oh ho! But what does this prove? According to Lemur's testimony, at the moment of the shooting, she forgot the words to the song. You intend to examine the recording at that moment, yeah? We might even hear those gunshots. Exactly. Ridiculous. Well, Sunrise, I think it depends. Let's discuss this later. How are you supposed to hear gunshots back in that dressing room out on stage? Have you forgotten, Darian? We were all wearing these headsets. Oh. We were all deeply involved in our performance, but Lemur's headset would have picked up what she heard all the same. And let's get to analyzing and recording. There's literally perverts in chat. Calm down, everyone. Right now. Lemur stopped singing when she heard the shots fired. Find that spot and I'll find the gunshots. Oh. Didn't we already do this? Wait, what am I doing? Don't care. Wait, what is happening? We already went through this. Oh! A gunshot! Oh, okay, my bad. I did hear something faintly there, yes. Why, it sounded like a gunshot. What? This has to be some kind of mistake. Oh god. I believe a case has been made. Gunshots were heard during the second set, which means Lemur's testimony was true. Grah! 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 That's what men say. Order, so she was telling the truth about what she heard. Just after that, there was a gunshot, and then the guitar caught on fire. Detective Creston, you weren't on stage during the second set. You could have done it. But why did we only hear one gunshot on the recording? Weren't 2 bullets fired from this weapon? Lemur was moving through the air vent, Your Honor. She must not have been close enough for her mic to catch the first shot. But then, as she passed over the dressing room, the gun fired again, and Miss Relatuse's life was taken. Well, Detective Crescent? Once again I am reminded of something. Our performance that day. Your performance? Seeing the mixing board jogged my memory. You were there too, Herr Forehead. My Hogwarts thought! Oh, my bad. My bad. It's been 4 days in a row, guys, I'm sorry. I know you. I know how you play. You're better than that. Yeah, well, You what? And Prosecutor Gavin, what are you getting at? talking about the murder weapon, Mr. Latusse's .45 caliber hand cannon. As we have learned, even a shooter doesn't go unscarred with a revolver that size. Kickback is enough to dislocate your shoulder, if you're an amateur. Wait, you mean his playing was affected because he hurt himself shooting that revolver? You're forgetting something. Yes, Detective Crescent? I'm a trained police officer, you know. I've had firearms training, plenty of it. I'm no amateur. Standard sidearm issued to police officers is a .38 caliber weapon, a much tamer beast. Also, the murder weapon belonged to the victim, Mr. Latousse, which suggests there was a struggle between killer and victim. Sunrise wasn't there when Apollo was talking about breaking Clavia's lovers while he watches. The killer might not have been holding the revolver correctly when he fired. Is that what you mean? Breaking his lovers. It was his lovers. Well, does the witness have anything to say to this? Detective Crescent. What I want to ask is what Mr. Sleeves Rolled Up Ready for Action has to say. Hey you, attorney. Me? Exactly which piece of your evidence is decisive again? You got a little noise on the tape that could be anything. And you have an alleged guitar cue missed due to a .45 caliber kickback. I weep for this case, Gavin, I really do. You can line up your little weak pieces of evidence all you want. I didn't shoot that manager. And that's the obvious truth. The witness has a point. The defense's arguments, while persuasive, are not decisive. I believe we should hear what the witness has to say in response to the case so far. Your testimony, please, Detective Crescent. Tell us your reasons why you couldn't have done it. Come on, why would I even want to kill that manager? You want a reason? Easy. I got no motive, man. This was that diva's first trip to this country, right? How could I possibly know her manager? If I didn't know him, why would I want to kill him? A simple reason indeed. Prosecutor Gavin, is it the case that Mr. Latousse had not been to our country before? According to our records, yes, not even once. I see. Very well. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination. Great, now I need to find a motive. I don't know. Well, I think we want to say it's because of my plastic bead. I don't know which one. Why would I want to kill him? Because of my plastic bead. Objection! Oh, is that okay? Too easy. Your Honor, take a look at this. What's that? Looks like candy. It's not. Don't lick it, please. Detective Crescent, ever seen this? Looks like a piece of candy. It's not. What it is evidence. Don't lick it before you try it. Specifically, this is a replica of a cocoon. It was found among the victim's belongings. A cocoon? Never seen one that color. It is a variety only found in the Republic of Borginia. Nowhere else. Alright, but what is this cocoon replica doing in my courtroom? Surely this has nothing to do with the motive for killing Mr. Lotus, does it? It does. Wait! I think it does. You don't sound so confident, man. Cocoon. Is it one of those silky cocoons? The kind that you can make, well, silk out of? Not this one. This cocoon makes a powerful curative. A curative? For what? Apparently it is most efficacious at treating a disease thought incurable. It is the only medicine of its kind. However, it is illegal to take one of those healing cocoons out of Borginia. Whatever for? If it's such a miracle cure, why not share it with the world? Yeah, that's what I've been wondering. When you looked into the matter at some length, apparently it isn't difficult at all to manufacture the remedy from the cocoon. Yet, if you change the process even slightly, you can easily make a large quantity of something else entirely. A deadly poison, in fact. What? There was an incident several years ago where some of these got out onto the black market. It caused quite the commotion in the global community, though the media was kept largely unaware. Intriguing. All this has led to a strict ban on the cocoon's export. One rigidly enforced by Interpol, among others. Interpol. Right. The victim, Romain Latus, was an Interpol agent. Detective Crescent, who insists on referring to him as a manager, but that is misleading. Romain Latus wasn't killed as a manager. He was killed as an undercover agent. So I was trying to smuggle this gumball into the country? Is that what you're trying to say? I'm saying that could well be a motive for murder. Oh, so I was going to sell it on the black market to make myself a pretty penny? Ridiculous. I mean, totally unthinkable. Unthinkable, you say? Why? Perhaps it's time for another testimony about this smuggling of cocoons business. Cocoon smuggling! International Affairs got a memo about these cocoons. Interpol's all hot and bothered about them. Can't sell them on the black market, too dangerous. Yeah, cocoon smuggling ain't exactly lucrative anymore. Man, I'm in International Affairs. I know the deal. Indeed. Interpol wanted these cocoons, bad enough to send Mr. Lotus undercover. I miss Interpol. I miss Francisco. You kids think up the craziest things. In no way am I going to risk life and limb just to get my hands on some dirty cocoon money. Why is he calling me a kid? Not the most noble of statements, but duly noted. According to reports, these cocoons top Interpol's list. Selling them to an underground organization would be risky. Very well. You may begin the cross-examination. This is the only motive I've got. He was up to something, and I'm going to find out what. I know. So does this guy... Well, you don't need to sell them on the black market because you can give them to this guy. Objection! Why not choose a less dangerous buyer then? I would. Oh, clueless are you? Everyone in the market's dangerous. The second they found out I was a cop, they would kiss my keys to good. I could kiss my keys to goodbye. What does this mean? Why sell to a black market buyer? How about someone like this? That article, that's about the Chief Justices. A deadly poison can be extracted from the cocoon, but so can a cure. And not a cure for just any disease. A cure for inchiritis. The inchiritis? I've heard of that somewhere. I went to visit a victim of the disease this morning. Aha! Why, that's the disease the Chief Justice's son has. You want saying? Our witness is a detective. He would have contact with the Chief Justice. We are saying Chief Justice would never deal in contraband. Not even to save his own son's life? But even if the deal went through, why, it'd be an international scandal. That's Detective Crescent's insurance. If word ever got out, the one with his neck on the line would be the Chief Justice. Detective Crescent, is this true? First I'm a murderer, now I'm a smuggler? How many crimes are you trying to pin on me anyway? As tasteful as it is to think about, if the Chief Justice were the buyer, why, a seller couldn't hope for a better deal. Very cowardly seller. Don't let sleeves over there trick you. I made a deal with the Chief Justice, where's your proof? Well... Oh yeah, and you're forgetting one other important thing. Do tell. Interpol isn't the only ones out there watching this. Organian Customs hardly sleeps, they're so worried about the cocaine's getting out. So we were informed. Let's continue with the cross-examination. Hi, Lord, there is one. By being a prosecutor, you have clout. Objection! Actually, there is one way. What? One way to get something out of the country, no checks. What is it? You become a prosecutor. Prosecutor? I don't believe it! This isn't the car! Believe it, Prosecutor Gavin. What was it that you told me yesterday at your office? Did I get that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Untouched? Why, the guitar was wrapped in several sheets and vacuum packed in Burgundia. The pack was untouched until the day of the concert. You saying that guitar was... With cocoons this small, it would have been very easy to use your guitar as a mule to smuggle a cocoon out of Burgundia. What? Which reminds me, Prosecutor Gavin, that guitar had some work done on it recently, right? Work? With memory, her forehead. You know how guitars have a round hole? This Hold the sound hole. Maybe. An igniter. Exactly. Consider this, if you will. What if that igniter wasn't the only thing that was attached inside your guitar? You mean? Why is Tracy the judge? I'm sorry. I'm losing my mind. I'm so embarrassed. Whatever. He means this, of course. Oh! There was a way to get a cocoon out of the country. They could use PK Prosecutor Gavin's privileged guitar as a mule. Via randomly catching strays. And who better to do that than someone with access, like a member of the band? York! Order! So the igniter was placed in there for a clear reason, it seems. It was a safety precaution. A precaution? Ah, her forehead. At last it all comes together. Every strange thing that happened that day. Care to review? Maestro! Wait. Does he have a speaker? Man. First, my keys were stolen. A harmless misdemeanor. Which forced me to break the lock on my guitar case. The key was stolen to retrieve the cocoon from the guitar. I see. But things didn't go so well. The smuggler wasn't counting on the guitar being wrapped. Only a member of the band could get near that case. Unwrapping the guitar would raise too many suspicions. Then the concert began. Right about this time, a very large problem presented itself to the smuggler. What's that? Mr. Latouche. Oh! They look kind of related. Mr. Latouche, an undercover agent, was onto something. He would have known about the guitar. He'd only have to check the shipping records. So, Mr. Latouche tried to examine the guitar himself. If the cocoon were confiscated then, the gig would be up. The only thing left for the smuggler to do was to get rid of the whole lot. Press the switch now! Guitar burst into flames and the cocoon was lost. Sorry, no one won. There's no gains for anyone. And then... Mr. Latouche died. With Lemoir there to witness it. There's your case. Hehehehe, haha. Brilliant, man. Detective Crescent? I gotta know, you make all that up on the fly? For a made-up story, it makes a great deal of sense, Darian. Heh, the Republic of Borginia? Sorry, man, I haven't even been there. True, you haven't. Huh, let's see you make up a story for that, kid. I'm only 2 years younger than you. Or maybe 3, I don't know. Are you ageist? How'd I hide the cocoon in the first place, huh? It's not so hard to imagine. You had help, a Borginian accomplice. That's all. That you had an accomplice was clear from the start. The voice Lemoir heard proves it. It would be really funny if I went to law school. You made this transmission from backstage, while your co-conspirator was on stage. But who was it? This is it, the coup de grace. I don't know how to say it, I'm sorry. And for once I know what I'm doing. I don't think Apollo knows how to say it either. There's only one person who could have helped him. The killer. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say then. But be warned, with a great accusation comes great responsibility. Make up your answer on the fly, as it were, and you'll be harshly penalized. Are you ready, Mr. Justice? You'll get sent to the penal zone. Who was the smuggler's accomplice? It was Tracy! Fond of her Mr. Hat Trick. It. Take that! There's only one person who meets all the requirements of the accomplice, and that person is the defendant, Machi Tobae. But, Mr. Justice, he's your client. A defense attorney accusing his client? That's a new one. No, it's not. Literally happened 2 games ago. Literally happened. It happened, my dude. Remember in 2018? He doesn't even know. He doesn't know his law. I assure you, no one is more unhappy about this than I. But I am here to defend him in the murder of Mr. Latouche, and I stand by my statement earlier that he is innocent of that particular crime. Indeed, the defendant is Bulgarian, and does meet the basic requirements to be the accomplice. But what if it was in fact Lamiwa? It couldn't be. Well, you seem sure of yourself. The reason is electronic signals, Your Honor. Electronic signals? Recall that this remote only works to a range of 30 feet. Beyond that is useless. Yes, that's true. Now, think back to the testimony. When the shooter made his transmission, Lamiwa was in the air vent, right above the dressing room where the shooter stood. Let's look at the stage diagram. This is the area that the remote could reach from the air vent. Well, looking at this, it seems that Lamiwa still could have done the deed. No. When the shooter made that transmission, the stage was slightly different than shown here. It was in the middle of the Guitar Serenade. Part of the stage was raised. Prosecutor Gavin and the Lamiwa stand-in were in the air. They were on a tower which happens to be 15 feet tall. In other words, the remote couldn't have worked from Lamiwa's position in the air vent. Ah! Well, Detective Crescent, what do you say to that? Your Honor. Yes, Detective? Can we see the video where Gavin's guitar burns? Again? Just one more time? Well, I don't see why not. What? Don't tell me he has a way out of this. He just wants to see Clavia suffering. Ha 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 ha. Too bad, so sad, punk. Your lucky day, punk. Punk. First you were sleeves, then kid, now punk. You're losing rank fast, Apollo. What exactly were we supposed to see in this video? The problem isn't in what we see, correct, Dorian? Right, it's what you hear. We are musicians, after all. Care to explain for us non-musicians? Sure thing, punk. Let me get your yarn straight first. You're saying I ordered the Wii pianist to set off that igniter? Is that right? Yes? Well, in order to do that, you'd have to press a switch. Am I right? Okay. Well, take another lesson. Pay attention to the piano. Piano? Again? What seems to be the problem there? The piano sounded just fine. And that's the problem. Man, you still don't get it? Ah! Yeah, how's he supposed to hit the switch if he's playing? You got Miss Diva, the guitar, the bass, the piano, and the drums. The only one with her hands free was the Diva. I don't know why. But according to you, she couldn't have been the accomplice, could she? Ugh! Your accomplice would have had a hard time helping out if they couldn't even press a switch. Ugh! But wait. Again? The piano plays non-stop. You couldn't have pressed that switch. Well, Mr. Justice, the piano does seem to be playing when the guitar catches fire. Well, it's okay. We all make mistakes sometimes. Apollo, were you wrong? I can't be wrong. Everything makes perfect sense. How could it all just... Strange. What's strange? No, it's just... Something's odd about the performance there. Odd? Mr. Justice, if Machi Tobai didn't press that switch, then he could not be the accomplice you claim he is. But everything points to it. Every fact says he's the accomplice. You got the facts wrong, man. Here are some facts for you. Gavin's guitar is on fire, and the pianist didn't press that switch. In other words, your story is full of holes. Mr. Justice, let's hear your final opinion on this matter now. Was the defendant, Machi Tobai, the accomplice? Your answer will reflect on everything you've said here. Give it some thought. Apollo, if Machi is not the accomplice, then our whole case is ruined. We know that. It has to be him. He was the only one who could have helped the smuggler. He had to have pressed that switch. Well, you better find a way to prove it. What do I do? What do I do? There has to be something that doesn't fit. Something odd. Something odd. Wait a second. What? You thought of something? What was Gavin saying just now? Well, yeah, he did say that. Literally just now. It's not much to go on, but it's all I've got. What exactly did you hear that was odd? Have you come up with something, Mr. Justice? At sunrise, if you set the guitar on fire, the cure will be destroyed. Remember? May I remind you that everything rests on this. Can you prove Machi Tobai pressed that switch? Let's hear your final answer. You just said that. I can prove it. I can do anything. I don't know if you call this proof per se, but I can prove it was possible. And as prosecutor, it falls to me to ask you to show us evidence supporting this. Your forehead. You're sure about this? Accepted. There's no evidence, man. Let's see your evidence, Mr. Justice. On what do you base your claim that the defendant pressed the switch? It. Again! Basis for my claim is music, Your Honor. Music? What about music? Does Sunrise know? Let's listen to the piano part, around the time when the switch was to be pressed. Right before the guitar burst into flame. Well, you're the piano expert. I hear a piano being played. But doesn't it sound kind of simple? Simple? I think I know what he's suggesting. You think Machi could have played that part with one hand? One hand? He only needed one hand to press that switch. He could play the piano with the other. Huh, what, sir? Some kind of piano savant? Actually, no. Then what do you know? You can't play a part like that with one hand. Burk! Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about here. Wait, I know. Hey, Trucy. Yeah? You got something? Mr. Wright, your father. He's a pianist. Could he... Oh, Daddy? He couldn't play a part like that even if he had 3 hands. So sorry. So sad for you. No, not really. Huh? That was just the easy way to prove it. There's always the hard way. Man, how are you going to prove whether he played with one hand or 2? You can't. I admit it will be rather difficult to prove, but it's highly likely he was playing with one hand. How do you know that? The clue is what Prosecutor Gavin described as sounding odd. What sounded odd? I'll bet we can tell by listening to a certain part of the song. No way. Well, it seems we've come to the moment of truth at last. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say for himself. Show us the part that proves the defendant was playing with one hand, right before the guitar burst into flame. Machi was definitely playing one-handed just before the guitar caught fire, and one section of the song proves it. Do it. This part has 2 hands. God, I don't know enough for this. Wait. Eh. Prosecutor Gavin, I'm sure you've realized by now just what it was that sounded odd to you. And I'm sure you've realized it yourself, Hair Forehead. Realized what? I'll demonstrate. Get me a piano right now. Let's listen to the part in question again, shall we? Pay particular attention to the but a fleeting melody phrase. You're the one who wanted to listen to it again. Man, how many times do we have to listen to the same thing? You're right, enough of that. Let's listen to another section, shall we? Man, another section? Guitar burst into flame at the end of the second verse. Let's listen to the same spot, in the first verse. Pay attention to "Oh that night in your embrace." This trial day is so long. The shot of Clavier just standing there not doing anything. Oh, play verse 2 again. Dude, seriously? I hear it now. They feel the same, true, but they're clearly very different. What? Well put, Your Honor. Maybe. The phrase in verse 2 is quite simple, but the same phrase in verse 1 has high and low notes. You would have to use 2 hands to play that for sure. What's that prove? I would think you'd know that by now. This is why I hate dealing with amateurs, man. So the 2 verses had different arrangements. Happens all the time. Not this time, Darian. There's no point in changing an arrangement if you can't hear it clearly. And that wasn't the point. I had him play specifically so that the piano would stay in the background. That was what I noticed. Why should the same phrase sound slightly different, I asked myself. Now ask yourselves why Machi changed how he played. There's only one answer. He needed a free hand in order to press the switch. Well, we can't really see him in the video, which would help. Can we... Computer, enhance! Order! I believe this ties all the facts together. Well, Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, quite. Though, personally, this comes as a terrible disappointment. What, no comeback? I can't believe it. I finally did it. I shut him up. Sorry. Very well. Barring an objection from the prosecution, I will now state the court's opinion on this matter. Ha 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 ha! Good show, Sleeves. No, great show. It's not over? I don't like it when he looks so happy. You tell him, Gavin. Tell him what's so disappointing. Personally, I'm terribly disappointed. In you, Hair Forehead. Huh. Me? Yes, don't get me wrong, your case is solid. The facts all check out, but even now, you have yet to show us a single piece of decisive evidence. Yeah, but the facts. Anyone can see it was him. Unfortunately, anyone does not include the law. I'm afraid your case doesn't cut it. But... 1,000 facts might point toward the same conclusion. Without decisive evidence, it's not proof. That's the rule under our current legal system. I don't believe it. It does not seem as though the defense has any more evidence to present. Oh, I think if he did, we already would have seen it a long ways back. It is unfortunate, but at present, this court is unable to acknowledge your accusation. What? Oi. The truth is staring us all right in the face. Why can't they see it? What's the point of a legal system that protects criminals? Apollo, remember what Daddy said? He said some cryptic shit, I don't know, probably. I wonder what he meant by every man's igniter. What about women? I think he just meant a weak spot, no? The kind of thing that a single spark could turn into a wildfire of emotion. I won't be able to press him further by conventional means. I've got to find a weak spot in this guy. Something fatal. Well... So, can I get back to work now or what? No, show us your weak spot. It may look like I got a lot of time on my hands, but I got no more time to play pretend with this deadweight attorney. Oh, I'm sorry! No, don't hit me. Yeah, Lemon Wild fingered him, so she probably knows all about it. Let's ask her. Well, Mr. Justice, come this far without decisive evidence. This witness won't be coming back to the stand once we let him go. Every man has an igniter. Huh? Didn't you say? The better the guitar, the brighter it burns, Prosecutor Gavin. Huh, yes. Good guitars are kept dry is why. That provides the best sound. Even a small spark could cause irreparable damage. Your plan has an igniter in it too, Detective. It was there from the very beginning. What? Fighting time, Justice. If you blow this one, I'll be out of your hands for good. Go for it, Apollo! What, and this igniter is supposed to come burn me up? That's almost poetic there, Mr. Attorney. All the better. I'm rather fond of poetry, and I intend to hear this one through to the very end. Your forehead. You are accusing this man, Darian Crescent, of 2 crimes. The murder of Mr. Latouche and the smuggling of a Borginian cocoon. And this is your last chance to prove your case. This trial has already run on for far too long. I agree! It's been 3 hours. Yesterday was 3 hours, and there was a trial and an investigation. Well, it was like almost 4 hours. Wrap it up, guys. It's been 3 days with a break for the zombies in between. Mr. Justice, this will be my last warning. The moment this igniter of yours turns out to be a dud, is the moment this cross-examination ends. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. Then let's have it. It's been so long the dead have started walking. Actually, I looked up the case on YouTube to see like how long I could expect it to be, just so I could plan my life a little bit. And under the video of like the whole case was a video where it's like, is this the worst case ever? Show us your basis for these accusations against Darian Crescent. Okay, this is really my last chance. The key that will take apart Darian Crescent's plan is the guy that he doesn't want to talk about it. The igniter isn't a piece of evidence. Huh? So what is? It is true that I can show decisive evidence, but perhaps what I needed to prove my case was something else. You mean a witness? Proving his guilt is a tall order, but I've got just the person to do it. Very well, Mr. Justice. Who is this person who can prove Darian Crescent's guilt? It! Take that! Take this child! The one person who can prove Darian Crescent's guilt is the defendant, Machi Tobai. Your client again? No one fucks with my American accent, but I keep doing it. That's what makes it funny. No break! Machi Tobai was an accomplice in the cocoon smuggling plot. Without him, Guardian Crescent could not have gotten the cocoon. Furthermore, he can easily prove that the one who plotted to smuggle that cocoon is the real criminal in this case. How so? You fuck with it? Is it because I say that I think you do have mother there? It would require just one of the very cocoons Mr. Latus was looking for. With the cooperation of the Republic of Borginia, we could burn a cocoon. What? You what? Aren't they rare? The burnt cocoon would leave a particular residue. The residue we would... What the hell is this guy talking about? No doubt also find inside the burnout guitar. Aha, very scientific of you. Thus, if Machitabai acknowledges his agreement with Darn Crescent, can't we just take a sample and send it to Borginia and ask them, is this a cocoon? And they'll be like, yeah man, it probably is. Concerning the attempted smuggling of a Borginian cocoon. The case is solved. Darian's laughing again. Your unrelenting passion is remarkable. You really want to get me, don't you? Too bad you'll never be able to. Why not? A little key tickler won't acknowledge anything. Especially not anything to do with cocoon smuggling. What's this all about? Taking a cocoon out of the country means death. By Borginian law. Yeah, see? If our pianist really was a smuggler, then testifying about it would be suicide. Believe me, he's not talking. But you're wrong, Detective Crescent. What? It's the other way around. If Machi doesn't admit to smuggling here, he's in deep trouble. Trouble. How? Look, if Machi admits to smuggling here, then he'll be tried in our courts by our laws. You don't get the death penalty for smuggling in our country. The victim in this case was an undercover Interpol agent. I'm sure that news has already reached Borginia. And they'll likely broadcast our dealings in court today, including a part about the Borginian cocoon. Yeah, but... His thingy is disgusting. Men only want one thingy and it's disgusting. But if Machi doesn't admit to smuggling now, he'll eventually be picked up by the Borginian police. And it's not like he's in any danger in our court. We're not going to find him guilty of murder here, not now. Yeah, but you can't do this. You can't accuse me. Maybe the law doesn't allow it, but who's going to think you're really innocent after hearing this trial? Same goes for Machi Tobae. Look! The cocoon smuggling, your entire plan, Machi Tobae knows everything. There's only one way out for him, and that's to acknowledge his own crime. Crime of cocoon smuggling. Don't worry there. I'll get you out of the country. I'll set you up someplace. A hidden mansion, real nice. You want a house made of cookies? Or no, a house made out of pianos? Come on. Please! What the fuck? Wow, okay. Sure that happened. No, not right now, Clivia. Oh, it's the annoying brothers. Darian, I consider that my last session with you. We rocked. Shut up! I'm guessing we can treat that outburst as a confession? Oh, he's laughing again. There's a kind of sick desperation in it now, though. Well, have you been listening to today's trial? Yes. And you'll talk? You'll tell this court everything? I didn't want it to turn out this way, but I'm not the kind of lawyer that can overlook a crime. Today's trial was all for your benefit, you know. I see no reason why you should hesitate now. I knew. From beginning, I knew. Machi. Situation I cannot explain, but money I needed. Very much money. Today's trial raises a delicate issue with our legal system. The only thing definite in a court of law is evidence. This is the golden rule. However, it has become apparent that not all things can be tried by this standard. Should another case of this sort surface, we may have to consider an alternate system by which to administer justice. Anyway, Mr. Machi Tobae. Yes, I promise you will receive a fair trial by the laws of our country. And with regards to the current charges for the murder of Mr. Lotus, this court is prepared to announce a verdict. Kawaii! I thank you. I only lie, but you see truth. You find truth. That's our job. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Machi Tobae. Hot! Milky! Court is adjourned. Finally! Well, Sunrise, we don't know. It's kind of implied to be the death penalty, but then in investigations too, the people who are murderers are in jail, so it's like, what? But I like to think it's the death penalty. But like, you stay in prison for quite a long time first. So maybe it's like, it's just really likely that you'll get the death penalty, but they have to talk about it first. I wonder what'll happen to Machi. Well, he did smuggle a cocoon out of Barginia. I guess there'll be another trial here. All's well that ends well. An annoying man. Nice painting. Daddy! I owe you both my thanks. Lamoir? Wait, is something wrong? I'm sorry. Machi was your partner on stage, your friend. Yes, I thought of him as my own son. Even now I do, yet something got a hold of him, something evil. I see that. And he must pay for what he has done. Is that not how it should be? I'm still sorry. Do not be sorry. You have given me courage. Courage? I am considering an eye operation. It was my suggestion, actually. You mean you'll be able to see again? It's funny, I have always been afraid of the light. Light seems so harsh, so unforgiving. According to the doctor, Lamoir lost her sight due to some kind of accident. An accident? As you know, I suffer from amnesia. I feared that if I could see, perhaps it would open my eyes to the truth I have been running from. I was scared. You know what changed her mind? Hearing your defense here today. She could feel your gaze unwavering, always looking straight at the truth. If the light returns to my eyes, I think I will take up painting. Painting? That's right! She is the landscape painter in sound, after all. I will paint the two of you, I promise. Woohoo! I can't wait, Lemuel. Man... I owe you my thanks too, Apollo. Thanks, Mr. Wright, but for what? You remind me I need to hurry things along. On my secret mission, that is. Right, your secret mission. Apollo, Trucy, I hope that we will meet again someday soon. I hope so too. You bet, me too! And so, like a ballad, the trial flowed on and on, until it came to the end. Thanks to the trial, the Guitar Serenade was a huge hit. Prosecutor Gavin's even more dazzling to look at now. But there's something I want to say to that guy. Next time you write a ballad, have them catch the killer at the end. Excuse me, I wasn't involved. I wasn't even there. Oh, it's over. I can finally stop being American. I can rest my voice. I think it would be really funny to debut as an American VTuber and then just stop at a random time. Oh, you'll defend me? Thank you. So kind. No, I can't be American anymore. Athena mentioned. Y'all. What is this? Her last name is Sykes. Like what Jesse is always saying. Well, yeah. Is Sykes like psychology? Alright. Why is she called Athena? We don't know. Just to match a polar for literally no reason. Doesn't bother me too much. It would bother me if I had like gone into the fan translation if there was one. But I don't care. Is Sykes like the dog? You know? Like the dog's name? But like it's like psychology. But the spelling is like the dog. Guys, I'm leaving. Listen, Sunrise. Apollo also isn't a pun. Sykes is psychology. It's psychology. She's a psychologist. I don't like it either. Let me see. Yeah, there's no one streaming. Oh, it's only me streaming. Alright, I'll see you guys. Well, when is the next Ace Attorney? It won't be for a while, I think. wait, is the next one the last one? So in October. Oh my god. We gotta wait a while. It's okay, I get a break. But I'll see you guys before then. Phoenix is really busy with his secret mission right now. That's why. Okay. I'll see you guys later. Sometime next week. Probably. And thank you for coming. Thank you everyone. Thanks for bearing with my very bad voices. Thanks for coming all the way to America. Thanks for coming to court. I couldn't do it without you. This is absolutely pug cloud. Alright, see you guys soon. Thank you again. Finally I can get some rest. Bye bye!